Hey guys, how are you? It's Break Nostalgia here, and today I just would like to spend a few minutes with you to review this Lego Vintage Technic set number 8846 tow truck from 1982. This set is a very old set. It's even older than myself, so for this reason I actually didn't know about the existence of it until I got into collecting Lego. However, the way I got these is because when I just go into collecting Lego, I bought once I bought from eBay a huge lot of about 11 kilos of Lego sets and parts from somebody that was doing a deep cleaning of the attic, and with everything else I was interested in, I got these as well. Now I'm not interested in these in the set itself. Still, I kept it for a while because I've been using its parts for various projects and builds, but now that I think I'm not gonna be in need of this anymore, I decided to put it back together yesterday because I'm gonna be putting it on sale over the next few days. So this is the set itself. Even if it was part of a huge lot, it came with both box and instructions. So what I would like to do very briefly is to go through them before we move to the set itself. Okay, let's give a very quick look to the box. It's a Lego Technic box, and I'm not really impressed about the graphics of it. This is just a general rule for me. I'm not a big fan of boxes related to Technic sets. The ones I used to like, the boxes I used to like and that I wanted to be part of my collections are only the ones related to Lego Town and vintage Lego space. So the box is not in bad conditions, and I hope this is going to help me to make a decent amount of money out of selling it on eBay. This is the front cover with the official build and a few more pictures that give you a hint about the functions that come with this set. On the back of the box you have the alternate build that I really don't like because it's just a regular truck with no particular functions into it except the steering wheel system, so not impressed. It doesn't really help me to change my mind about this set. And if we just open the front panel here, there's just a few more pictures that shows you a bit some other functions of the set. And here, a good thing about this box is that it still comes with inserts into it, so I really hope that this is going to help me to get a decent amount of money out of selling the whole thing. Very briefly about the instructions. They are in very good conditions, and there are both the builds, both the steps to build the official set and the alternate build. The only thing I wanted to point out anyway that I find interesting is that on top of those two builds there's not just also the steps to upgrade the set to motorized version, but also motorized version I will say that I don't find it interesting because it's they just show you how to add a 4.5 volt motor in order just to get the truck to move back and forward, and I did it. It's not interesting, so I'm not even gonna bother about showing this in the video. There are a couple of very small builds that you can do still with the pieces. One is this little car where the feature of the steering wheel feature is highlighted, and this other little build that is this little crane. Still interesting, you know, if for some reason somebody was interested on putting this together for whatever reason, you know, it was gonna give you the option with a few pieces coming, with just a few of the pieces coming from the set to put this together. Okay, so this is pretty much it for box and instructions, so let's move to the set itself. Okay, so this is the set. I don't really like this set, it doesn't really speak to me, but that's, I would like to point out in its defense that it's just really my personal feelings about it, because I think that this set actually has some very interesting functions, and it's pretty good and interesting set worth having in a collection, or if you were a kid, worth having to play with, because there's some very interesting functions into it. It's just it just didn't catch my feelings, but there's no particular reason behind it. So the look is nothing special, but what I really do like is the color scheme, because I like I like that it's yellow. I like a lot the yellow color on its own, because it gives a lot of brightness to the set. And then I like the combination, the addition of red and a few blue parts into it. It looks good. It doesn't, it's nothing special, but it has a very catchy look, so that's definitely a good thing. Now, very briefly, let's move to its functions, and we're going to start from the front, moving towards the back. The very first function is on this hook here, and I think this is a very good function, is that there is this hook here on the front connected to a string, and there is a whole wrapping system that is built through the use of a few gears that allow you to wrap and unwrap the string through the steering of this wheel. I think this is a very good and interesting function, so yeah, definitely some more good points to it. So just let me put this back in position. Now we're just gonna move to the middle section, where there's going to be the classic, that is pretty much present on any set, the classic steering function. As you can see, the wheels turning this axle here on top of the roof on the car. And now here we move to the most interesting and exciting part of the build, that is the whole back section. Now I'm gonna explain you very briefly what how things work in this section, and then I'm gonna show you a demonstration. So if we just turn this position, you can see there are two wheels here. They control two different parts of this whole section. This one here is the one that control this platform, the lift and lowering down of this whole platform, while this one here on this other side is the one that controls the wrapping and unwrapping of the hook. So what I'm gonna do to show the whole system in how the whole system works is just to get this other Technic set, and I'm just gonna show you how, give you straight away a demonstration of how things work, instead of spending too much time explaining how things are supposed to be. Okay guys, so I'm just taking the hook, I'm just gonna plug it or attach it to a good spot of the car, and then what I'm gonna do now is through turning the wheel that you can't see that is on the opposite side of the track. I'm just gonna slowly load the car on the platform. As you can see, just let me adjust it a bit with my hand. And then what I'm going to do turning this wheel is just to lift the whole platform itself and then get the truck to transport the car away. So that's pretty much it. It's a very interesting function, very exciting if you're a kid. If you were a kid, I'm sure that he would have been very excited to get to mess around with these functions for a long time. There's just a couple of very quick things I wanted to point out. Is just that on the wheels, on the gears connected to the gears, there are a couple of locking systems for each of the wheels that are made of these axles that lock into the teeth of the gears, that then don't allow not the hook or the platform to move in a certain direction unless you want to. And also, very last thing is that this platform is built in a certain way that gives a certain degree of motion over here, so with the purpose of improving the functionality of the whole section. Okay, so pretty much that's it, guys. This was just a brief review before I put the whole thing on sale and I get rid of it. Just feel to let me know, guys, what you think about the set itself. As I said, I'm not a big fan. I wasn't not a big fan of it, but it's just really a personal, it was just a matter of feelings more than anything else, because I think the set itself actually has some interesting functions. Tell me if you have any thoughts or any experience, you have had any experience with this when you were a kid. And don't forget to rate, comment and subscribe, because there's going to be a lot more coming over the next few weeks. Okay, so thank you very much and I'll see you later.